Okay, it's time to put our week in perspective. And to help us do that, of course, is Ken with us. But to the first item, matters NSSF, National Social Security Fund. If you're employed, your employer is supposed to remit this to NSSF, a portion of your NSSF money to them. But unfortunately, some of the employers have not been doing that in time or not at all. So are you sure your NSSF is being remitted? Brenda Kerubo with the details.
Under the National Social Security Fund Act, the employer and employee contribute a minimum of 200 shillings each every month. Employees' monthly rates are deducted directly from their wages and salaries, while those of their employers comes directly from them. But according to NSSF, not all employers are making contributions.
We've had pockets of issue in relation with this. Mostly people wait until when they're about to retire. That's when they come check their balances and realize their gaps. What I'd encourage you is now go to your nearest NSSF outlet, go to the Huduma centers, check your balances to make sure that your employer remits what he or she has deducted from your salary.
The fund says it handles at least 3 employer cases every month.
We normally catch some of these things when you're doing our compliance processes. The second way in which you can get it is when an employer, we don't know the turnover in terms of people being employed and people being fired, people moving between one job and another, the organization's expanding or shrinking. So the only person who can trigger it is the compliance officer when he's doing compliance, or when a person comes to check his balance, or when they are lodging for their benefits claim.
At the same time, NSSF has set its focus on the informal sector to grow contributions. The fund has launched products such as Haba Haba, targeting taxi operators to contribute as little as 25 shillings per day.
Today, someone can contribute 25 shillings, tomorrow 50 shillings. That is the linked transactions that now KCB is going to do, where a certain percentage goes into your savings, that in 5 years you can be able to withdraw 50% and put it back into your business. We must maintain focus on these people. We must maintain focus on the informal sector.
Given the growing cost of living, the state-run pension had sought to increase monthly contributions to a rate of 12%, 6% by employer and 6% by employee, up from the current rate of 200 shillings. But the increment was suspended by the court. NSSF is, however, confident that it will win the court case. This increment will be mandatory for all formal workers, and its implementation phased over a period of 5 years. Brenda Kerubo, KTN News.
All right, so there you have it. NSSF. First of all, starting with the amounts that are contributed by the employer and the employee. There's been that tussle to increase it to 6%, as we just had from that particular item by Brenda Kerubo. Is it a legitimate argument?
Well, let's look at it from various perspectives. That yes, people do need to save for their future, but also people live in the present. So it's a matter of balancing, making sure that it's not hurting the Kenyan of today, because the life expectancy of the average Kenyan is about maybe 55, 60. Some of these things mature when people are in their late age. So we have to make it in a sense that people can be able to access a portion of it in the near term and a bit of it in the long term. I think the current provision where you can only access it when you're 60, for a country where the, as I said, where the mortality is not 60 for everybody, creates a bit of mismatch. I think moving forward is using technology, for example, especially when it comes to remittances, where we hear employers are deducting but are not remitting, which means employers are sitting on money, they're possibly putting that money in bank accounts, getting interest, and not being able to assist the employees. That's a great disservice to justice in that sense. So I think moving forward, this is an area where technology can come in, where every employee should be able to log into NSSF and see whether the amount has been remitted. It's a place where technology can solve that problem immediately.
Ah, that's quite interesting. Technology actually at this age and time, we are seeing a lot of people becoming techno savvy. Even the older generation are taking so much interest, and it's making life easier. So I think with that particular move, it will ease in things, as you have argued. So that is matters NSSF on contributions. Why don't we tap on technology to make sure that everyone is in the circle of what is happening to their money, especially